Tonight is going to be long, painful, and tedious for the American people. We know how tonight works. Trump will claim that everything in America is going great. He's in a huge bubble. America is deeply unhappy with Trump's leadership. Tonight...
Somebody sound mad. Long, painful, tedious, he says. Oh, my gosh. He hasn't even spoken yet. Seriously. This is the political version of reviewing a movie before it premieres, right? Like, you ever notice that? Before the State of the Union even starts, we're told it's a disaster. Before the numbers come out, we're told they're fake. Before the applause even happens, we're told it's forced. It's not analysis. This is what Democrats do. It's preconditioning. But what happens next? Yeah, you got to check this out.
President of the United States is going to give his State of the Union address, and the Democrats got other plans. So some are talking about walking out in the middle of his speech. Others are talking about boycotting it altogether and essentially finding something else to do. I'm here to tell you that neither is acceptable. Neither should be acceptable. At some point in time, ladies and gentlemen, there's got to be an adult in the room. If you're going to act as juvenile, as petulant, as petty, as you accuse the President of the United States to be, how are you ever going to hold a high moral ground, at least high enough to judge him accordingly? If people on the right can turn and look at you and say, you're no better, you act no better, where's it going to get you? See, these are the kind of things that end up getting people like myself and others in the news, because we're talking about getting things done. I've said repeatedly, and I'll state it again, and I'll make news by saying it again. I have no desire to be an elected official. I've never entertained politics in my life. I'm certainly not an aficionado on the issues. Got a long way to go to learn all the things that go on. But you know what I have? I have common sense. I have decency. I have respect for the office even when or if I didn't respect the individual. Because I would understand it as a representative, whether it be that as a representative or a senator in the United States of America, guess what? I have a constituency to answer to. And I have people who need me, who I represent. And whether I like it or not, this individual is in office until 2028. And I got to find a way to do business with him in order to get something done. You see, when you go to the American people and you ask the American people, yo, stand up, step up, and handle your business. Stop bitching and screaming all the time. When you got problems at the job, when you got bills to pay, when you got a family to take care of, find a way to work around it and handle your business. How come that can't apply to elected officials? Why do they get away with that? Why do they get to circumvent those rules and regulations? Why do they get to circumvent the need and the insistence of mere decorum? This is the kind of stuff that ticks me off.
I would imagine. Now, obviously, we reviewed that clip in the past, but when Stephen A. Smith starts sounding like your uncle at Thanksgiving, something shifted. Notice what he said. He didn't say conservatives or MAGA or Republicans. He simply said adults. You don't have to agree with Trump to show up to work. Regular Americans go to jobs they hate every day. Because guess what? Them bills still got to get paid. And they do. You don't boycott your mortgage. But elected officials, they boycott speeches. That's the contrast. Now, let's turn the heat up just a little bit.
Falling into tribalism, to where if you don't agree with the president, it's okay to be disrespectful to the country. It's okay to be disrespectful to the Constitution and not to act to have civility. As a person that was a teacher, students would say things that other students didn't disagree with. I didn't say it was okay to just walk outside the classroom, because we expect a certain decorum and a certain level of class and civility that we all have as Americans. And what we're seeing now with the left is because they didn't get their way, even though Barack Obama deported as many people more than President Trump, even though he talked about tariffs, now a lot of things that were common sense before they disagree with because it's politically advantageous. They think it's okay to now scream and leave the room, and we're seeing a collapse of what we just consider civility in our country.
Yes, I understand, like the civility and decorum of January 6th. That's
okay.
That was
or we could talk about as many times as agents have came under attack in Minneapolis, and they've done nothing about that.
Agents,
So
yes,
federal agents, federal agents,
right?
Who are masked and running around,
right?
Okay, so I guess it's okay.
Brutalizing people who don't deserve it.
How many people have been killed? How many people have been killed by illegal immigrants in this country? Does that matter?
Many.
Oh, I know that's right. Now, here's what's interesting. He didn't defend Trump first. He defended the country. That's the shift that you're seeing. The argument used to be, I hate this president. Trust me, I was one of those. Now it sounds like I hate everything attached to him. Flag, Constitution, institutions. And that's where regular voters get uncomfortable, because criticizing leadership, yeah, that's pretty normal, but mocking the whole structure, that hits different. And speaking of hitting different.
So I just got called a white supremacist by this guy handing out flyers saying Trump must go. Trump is a fascist. I'm kind of curious. See, look, here we are.
Must go.
Look.
We need to defeat the open white supremacy, male supremacy of this fascist regime.
Do you see that?
And that's what it is.
Do you see that?
It's fascism. We need to do what the German people did not do in 1930.
I don't want the flyer, but you see, I'm wearing the hat. 4745, right?
What was that?
And this guy here, he had the nerve to call me a white supremacist. Can you believe it?
I said you're supporting white supremacy.
Supporting white supremacy. So this is it's 2025, you guys. So I'm curious what the internet might think.
Listen to Malcolm X and find out what he said about people who even.
Malcolm X was so right about white liberals, 100% right. And there he goes. Of course, he's walking away. This is what they do.
4 more years.
Look at this. Look at this.
4 more years.
Look at this. So I tell him that I voted for Trump and he has a
4
problem.
more years,
right?
motherfucker.
So these are the kind of people that we got to deal with. We're in Galveston, Texas, by the way. So I don't know if you recognize that guy or whatnot, but see, here we go. Trump must go now, all right? So it's a very miserable person right here, all right? So he's still talking about white supremacy.
Take your ass on.
See, look, right? I mean, we honestly have more people who support him than not. We got a Marine right back here, right? But this guy right here, he thinks this is what people want to see. Can you believe that? Can you believe it? What a time to be alive. It's America.
Yeah, this is where the script breaks. A white protester basically calling a black man a white supremacist. He clarified that he said he supported him, but that's basically the same thing. At some point, the insult gets so overused it stops meaning anything. Trust me, I get DMs every day talking about how my black card is revoked and all this other nonsense. It's pretty regular. Comes with the territory. All I can say is, you know what I mean? Stay ready. But if everyone, if everyone is the worst thing imaginable, no one is. And when the labels stop landing, people stop listening. But wait, it does get louder.
Most people in this country voted for Trump.
It's a lie. The slim majority of voters, shamefully, there were very few voters who showed up, but stop that bullshit. It is not a majority of Americans.
It's bullshit. He actually won the popular vote.
I am telling you, it was a slim majority of voters. Are you hearing me? Because I can sign it. That is why you're not supposed to spread the bullshit that most Americans are looking for this. Because
people care, then they vote.
Because too few people voted. That's a disgrace.
If people care about issues, then they vote.
Yeah, well, if you want to...
So the ones who cared voted for Trump to eliminate waste, fraud, and abuse of government.
Because lots of voters were purged from voter rolls before the election.
This sounds familiar to me. It sounds like election denial. Is that what you guys are doing?
Just stop.
Because I thought we weren't supposed to do that.
Just stop.
Yeah, that's not, you just told me that. You just said this, right?
The damage that is being done by the narcissist in that building, the people who believe his bullshit. I know gaslighting when I see it and when I hear it, so just stop.
Okay.
Stop.
You don't have to talk to me. I'm actually on my way over here.
Now this one is fascinating because this isn't about Trump. It's about math, right? When the numbers don't align with emotion gets louder. It was slim. He didn't win. It doesn't count. You can feel the frustration. You can see the TDS. Not because of policy, but because of legitimacy. And once legitimacy is questioned, everything becomes chaos. Which brings us to somewhat of a wild card moment.
Good morning. The State of the Union is tremendous. I can't possibly be any more proud of this president than I am. He has withstood so much negativity. 90-something% negativity from the news medias. I don't even call them news medias. They're it's just the most absurd thing I've ever heard. And people are not getting the message. What I saw yesterday he had a program yesterday for the children that have been killed by illegal
Angel families.
Yesterday, Angel family, thank you. I was so impressed. And anyone that cannot see the love and total respect for this country that this man has put on, it's just incredible. It's incredible. Go Trump. You know, I am 100% behind this man. I would walk through hell with this man.
Oh, I wouldn't say that. I ain't walk through hell. Hold up. Hey, Truck, I'll ride with you, but you know what I mean? I ain't telling the soul of nobody. You know, I don't think that's what she was implying. However, here's where the temperature spikes. When supporters feel like the media, you know, have been unfair for years, they don't respond calmly. In fact, they overcorrect. That's what you're seeing or hearing here, rather. One side says he's the worst human alive, and the other says he's the greatest defender the country ever had. This was on C-SPAN where a caller called in to defend Trump ahead of the State of the Union that's getting ready to take place. I'm about to get ready to get my popcorn and get ready. Yeah, but in terms of both sides, there's no middle. It's just volume, right? But then, y'all, something pretty interesting actually happened.
So you're not somebody that involves yourself with politics, or you don't view yourself as somebody that's involved in politics that wants anything to do with politics. You don't even think about it. It's about him.
100%. And what's even worse is that the horrible things that people were saying about him were the furthest thing from the truth. He is the nicest guy in the world,
right?
And he is a really good friend.
I think he could get vicious. He get vicious to enemies, which is something you ain't gonna take much. If somebody's your enemy, you gonna treat him like it. He's 100%. One of those guys.
100%.
I take a lot of hits because I refuse to engage in all of that stuff, calling him racist and all that stuff. Because for me, I remember him before he became president, and all of us were cool with him. And so all of a sudden, I was like, no, I don't like what he does. I say so, but I don't engage in name calling and all of that other nonsense.
And when he was a Democrat.
Well, you know what? That is true. Let's not forget that. That is true. He was. So you're not somebody.
So here, this is what you're seeing here is the humanizing pivot, not a politician, right? In terms of Stephen A., he's seemingly becoming one. But he's a guy, it's a guy who's known him for decades. Dana, that is, my fault. And he's not a pundit, far from a politician, for sure. But saying the portrayal doesn't match the person. And you can dismiss it. You can say it's loyalty. You can say that that's bias. But it complicates the cartoon villain narrative that we talked about earlier this week. And when narratives get complicated, the outrage machines, they start to not look like them things in those car dealership parking lots. They start to wobble. Which leads perfectly into this.
It's incredible to me that it appears to be that the Democrats are so angry about President Trump's success. He's been so successful on so many levels and has done things so fast that now the Democrats are boycotting, some of them are boycotting the State of the Union. Adam Schiff, Mr. Russia collusion himself, said he's not going to show up to the State of the Union tomorrow night, Congressman. We'll be watching that one. Good to see you, sir. Thank you. Congressman Buddy Carter this morning in Georgia. We'll be right back. Stay with us. It's incredible to me that it appears to be that the Democrats are so angry about President.
I'm just saying, man. The music the last couple of videos been hidden. So let's look at the full picture. All right. One side is saying tonight will be very painful before it even starts. Keep that in mind. And the other says, grow up and show up. All right. Voters say, don't trash the country. Protesters start throwing labels at random, and some deny the math. Supporters get emotional. Friends defend character. And pundits frame it as jealousy over success. It's not just politics, y'all. This right here is cultural collision. This isn't about one speech. It's about whether disagreement now automatically equals destruction. Because walking out, pretty easy. It's pretty easy to do. But engaging for some is just really hard. And right now, engagement looks optional. And if tonight was supposed to be a nightmare, it wasn't because of the speech. It was because half the room already decided what reality was before the lights even came on. So, y'all made it to the end of this video. I want y'all to put walk out or grow up. Throw some extra fire emojis if you about to watch the State of the Union speech. I'm about to get ready to watch it. Be safe. Go check us out today. You can quite literally be saving their life. Peace.